right here on Active Citizens. My name is Sharon Edemchuku. Joining me live in the studio, as always, I have with me Ifoma Oji. Good afternoon. How are you doing?
Good afternoon. I'm very well, Sharon.
All right. Now we're going straight to the stories that we have for today, but we're taking it one at a time. Now, Nigerians in social media influencers and remote workers are to pay tax from January 2026. Now, it's not the remote workers or the social media influencers that we have a problem with. It is the fact that now they are telling people into runs now to pay tax. And I don't know, this just sounds really funny. The first time I saw this, it was quite amusing. The fact that a profession that is considered illegal in Nigeria is now being taxed. But before we go for that, I will just take your opinion before we take a look at the video where this was being further explained for our understanding.
Well, I think this is quite laughable.
It is.
It is laughable. But I understand what is going on here. I mean, just like what you said earlier, that they've come to say whether you are an online influencer, freelancer, marketer, whatever you are, that you have to pay tax. Because I mean, we've seen in the past years that Nigeria has one of the lowest tax to GDP ratio in Africa, around 6 to 7%, far below continental average, which is around 15%. So, and you know, Nigerians rely mostly on revenues from oil. You get, so it's more like them trying to find more ways to generate revenue for the economy. But apart from that, I am like, when I saw this news story, I'm like, how are you trying to legalize what you consider a crime? In many states, they consider this prostitution thing as a very big crime. We criminalize it a lot. So how is it that we are now moving from criminalizing it to legitimizing
now taxing them?
You understand? That's what I don't really understand.
And it's the same for a lot of people.
Yeah, but another thing, yeah, I'm like, okay, if they want to do this, that means they want to pass a law whereby you can now, so long as you're standing on the road to make ends meet, they can equally collect tax from you. So maybe they should add it into the constitution, because I think even though the constitution didn't capture, you know, that prostitution thing, but it kind of in the penal code, yes, it was against it. You understand? It captioned what's it called? Say people of below 18 that they shouldn't be used for prostitution and the rest of them. So at least he was able to capture some part of that prostitution stuff. So, but I'm like, I don't know how this is going to pan out, because most of these prostitutes, they actually collect their money by cash. So how are they going to achieve this? Not just that, I'm still seeing a situation whereby people are going to be harassed or extorted by maybe the police because of the fact that they didn't pay their tax.
All right, now let's take a quick look at this video before we continue.
If the amount you're sending to someone is money you are giving to them for, how do I explain it? It's not because they have done something for you, right? Yeah, so it's a gift. Yeah, thank you. Like a gift. We say non-exchange transaction. You gave someone not because they did something for you, then that's not taxable. It is you that should have paid tax before giving them a gift. But if the person is rendering a service, you know, and there's this, you know, extreme example that you probably should not even say in a church, but just to bring it home. If you are doing, not you, if somebody is doing wrong girls, right? They go and look for men to sleep with. You know that's a service. They will pay tax on it. See why I did not want to use the example before. One thing about the tax law is it does not separate between whether what you are doing is legitimate or not. It doesn't even ask you. It just asks you whether you have an income. Did you get it from rendering a service or providing a good? You pay tax. So if you give upkeep to anyone, they're free. They won't pay tax on it.
No.
We just saw that video and he was explaining, and there's something that I'm taking home from that. He said that now tax, when it concerns paying your tax, it does not matter whether it's legitimate or illegitimate. Tax only asks, are you getting an income? How much is your income? Whether it's legitimate. So what this means is that even for drug pushers, even for drug traffickers, or even the organ harvesters or whatever, it means that they are also liable to pay tax.
No.
Now, and this does not make any sense in my opinion, because if you are outrightly saying that something is bad, then you should have nothing to do with that said thing. You should not involve yourself in it, because you are trying to bring an end to it. But if you are saying it's bad on one hand, but you are using your left hand to get something out of it, it just further shows the hypocrisy when it concerns our tax laws or whatever. I don't have a problem with this one about remote workers is quite new, because now these are people that, because of the situation in Nigeria, it has been hard for them to open physical shops. Now they are running their business online, and you are telling them that they should pay tax now, or even content creators, because the type of attention that content creators have been getting. We remember the story of Pella coming out to exclaim that his tax is ridiculously high because of how much these people earn. And it's as though the government finds a way to always bring down the success of the youth in a way. Not always, but with the type of things that they do with BTC, the laws against Bitcoin, with earning money online, content creation, and now the taxes that they have to pay. But the fact is that these people, these other organizations or means of earning money, they are legal. They are legal. I don't understand how an illegal. So you mean kidnappers should pay tax, and the Nigerian government will accept it? Tax that it's like tainted with blood.
I don't. He said.
How is this even making sense? It
doesn't matter how you get the money or you earn the money. What matters is that you pay tax. Now I don't know if we are moving towards maybe other countries that somehow kind of accept tax from maybe like sex workers. Countries like Germany and Netherlands, at least they are against, you know, sex workers, but at the same time sometimes they allow them, because I mean one way or the other they benefit something from it. But I'm talking about penal code here. It actually prohibits, you know, living off, you know, getting money from all these sources, like all this prostitution. So I think we captured it in our constitution. How is it that these people are contradicting themselves? Yes, they are. That's what it looks like. They are contradicting themselves. It does not make sense. I think if you want to legalize sex, then legalize sex workers. You understand? Let's know that it's legal now, that Nigeria is running that kind of you know, business. Let's know that it's legal. They should just come out with their full chest. They are just saying, yes, don't do this, but you like the resources. You like what is coming out from the illegal business. And I just think, I don't know how they are going to react to this, but first of all, it's just really funny. And these are the things that we are still talking about. When you go ahead borrowing the way the present administration has been borrowing, now you tax even animals. Very soon they'll start taxing animals, yes, for breathing, for living, for being stray animals and walking up and down. They will tax animals because they are trying to pay off debts. How can you tell? It does not even make sense at all. It doesn't make sense, and this is something that we just pray they look into. Anyways, we are also going to take a look at an equally funny confession or public statement. So we all know Kanye West, right? Yeah. Kanye West has officially announced his 2028 presidential run in the United States, promising world peace if elected. Before now, I'm just going to bring to our attention the fact that Kanye
Kanye West came out to say that he released a list of people that betrayed him. So he released a betrayal list.
Yeah.
On that betrayal list, the top on the list is his ex-wife, Kim Kardashian. Somewhere in between that list, I think there are about 15, was Northwest, his daughter. Then was also President Donald Trump and a lot of other people as well. So these are the people that seemingly betrayed Kanye West in whichever capacity. We do not know how his own daughter, flesh and blood, betrayed him. But now, all of a sudden, although people have been saying that, you know, he has been making hints at running for presidency even as far back as in 2020. Now, Kanye West as president, how do you see that planning? Let's even look, before we even see him as president, let's look at his campaign messages, and what that would look like for the United States.
You know, some people actually see him as a mentally deranged individual. You get? But Kanye West, I don't know if you're aware that he changed his name. He was answering Kanye Omari West, and he changed it to Ye. I don't know if it's
Ye is the short form of Kanye.
He changed it in 2021. I'm bringing it to your attention now. So his name is officially
Ye.
we
know that his name is Ye.
When he kind of vied for that position, presidential seat in 2020, he was late. He registered late, and then he couldn't even get, you know, enough votes. I think he was getting up to 60 to 66K votes totally in the whole of US. That is extremely poor. It's not even anywhere being, you know, near competitiveness. That's number one. And then number two, the mantra which he ran with was not even making sense to people. So, and in I think it was 2023, that his campaign manager, he was kind of trying to make these moves of, that he's coming out again for the seat again, and his campaign manager came to clear the air that he is not running. I was surprised to now see Kanye West coming out again to campaign for the presidential seat. So he's going to officially become the 47th, I mean 48th US president. It is so laughable that somebody that we are seeing, a lot of persons are seeing as a joke, as it like we make caricature of him. I'm not among though, but a lot of persons see him as somebody that is not really, you know, articulated. Not just that, somebody that is maybe like mentally deranged individual, somebody that is supposed to be in a mental hospital. You know, he said he even told President Donald Trump to be his running mate. Well, Kanye West, I think we have to give it to Kanye West for audacity. Exactly. When you talk about unworldly audacity, like the audacity that is with his full chest, you have to give it to Kanye West. It's just really insane what people come up with when, you know, you have the time, you have the luxury of time, you have a comfortable place to lay your head, and you just wake up one morning with that plan, and you said that you are not part of the people that think he's insane. I don't think he's insane. I just think he has a mental problem, and it's not something to shame people about. There are a lot of people on this planet working with mental health issues that they have not even realized that they have not addressed it, and it's not something to laugh about. Mental health is real. It is what you do with the mental health that is really crazy. You know that you are supposed to be getting medical attention. Have you checked yourself into a rehabilitation center or something? Are you on some sort of medication that will help you? Because if you're even taking it back to his marriage that failed, one thing that his ex-wife, that's Kim Kardashian, complained about was, you know, his state of mind, the bipolar disorder that we keep hearing in the media and all of that. Now, what effort has he made into checkmating all of that and helping himself? Or is he thinking, or is he moving based on emotions and sentiment? Oh, I don't think I am not mentally deranged. You know, like you're even mentally deranged. I don't have a mental health issue. I don't need your help. I don't need. The other day we saw a viral video where he was just screaming his lungs at his ex-mother-in-law
sister-in-law, that's also Kris Jenner, and it's just a whole lot. We've also seen with his, now, you know, there are two ex-wives, not Kim Kardashian, the other one after Kim, how he would tell her to wear really obscene things for public events, for really big events, and they would go out like that. And you know, the former wife looked like the other one, like Kim Kardashian. And it's just really funny. It's really, really funny that you just go from one level of insanity to the other. We've seen the Ye Church, the church that he was leading or pastoring. I actually
wanted to mention that.
He said he's so funny. Yes, he's a religious leader, a pastor. It's just one from one thing to the other. And I just think this is why I say he needs medical attention with love. Love.
I just want to point out the fact that in as much as some persons see him as mentally deranged, he has innovative mindset.
Yes,
he was able to build up his brand to a very large extent. So he has a reputable brand image. But when it comes to politics or politically, I think he's unreliable and indisciplined. So he shouldn't even be considering something like this. Like I said, I think he should go for mental, checkup to check the state of his mind, because I don't really think that he's mentally fit to run the affairs of
you are still saying it's very likely. You are not talking about a governor or a mayor.
He couldn't even run the affairs of his home. Talk more.
Yeah, I will not use your home to shame you, to be honest. I'm just going to say, at the end of the day, why are we putting Kanye West and politics in the same conversation? You are saying it as though he has any political precedents in the past that was not so great. This person does not, yes, he does not have that. What I'm saying is that he has not held any political office.
He has not, he has not.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that this is somebody that just woke up and wanted or wrote it in his bucket list that he's going to be. You know, when you have this ambition in your head that you are going to achieve, you're going to be your highest self, you achieve whatever you set your mind to, and sometimes it gets unrealistic, and you say, oh, I'm going to sit on the #1 seat in the United States. It's not any, this is the United States that we're talking about. You do not have any, what do you want to come and bring? You said it's world peace. World peace. He said that when he comes into power, power, that he's going to end all the wars, the Israeli-Gaza war, all of that, he's going to put that to an end and achieve world peace. World peace has been a concept for so long that a lot of people now it's just an imaginary concept where there is no violence at all, where there is peace completely. And when you are saying that is beautiful, that sounds like a fairy tale ending. How do you plan to achieve this? That's why I say putting him in the same conversation when you're talking about politics is already you giving him credence to his insanity. That's what I'm going to say about that. Now we are going to move on to Nigeria with everything that has been going on with the NYSC, the NYSC versus Raye, the NYSC versus the copper who was molested in Anambra State, and all of that insecurity, coppers that die on their way to camp or back from camp. Now, a lot of people have been even saying that NYSC should be disbanded, but we came out, and the first time I saw this news, I was thinking, has it been disbanded? What's going on here? Only for me to find out that the federal government is introducing a new requirement for NYSC mobilization starting October 6, 2025. Now, this new requirement is that there is a mandatory submission now that every graduate must submit their final year project, thesis, or academic work to the National Education Data Bank NERD. Now, this applies to all graduates, right? It affects both Nigerian universities, people that studied here or in polytechnics, or even students that studied abroad and want to come back and serve. Now, if you want to be eliminated from service, you have to still submit this particular document. Now, Ifoma, what do you make of these new mandatory requirements?
NYSC, which has been since established in the year 1973, is more like a one-year scheme whereby, core members from all cultures or all spheres of life come together under this NYSC scheme. Maybe it might be in a particular state. Some people will be posted to different states to serve their fatherland, now their motherland. So it was somehow kind of beautiful, having a lot of cultures, people coming together to witness each other's, tradition and the rest of them. But apart from that, there've been a lot of, risk in this particular scheme. A situation whereby people are traveling to their place of assignment or the particular state they were posted to, and they met their untimely death. So there've been a lot of, cases involving this, sad cases involving NYSC that, people are already decided to, say that I think at this point, maybe they should ban this NYSC, because at the end of the day, it's more like you're wasting 1 year. You'll just be stagnant in 1 year. Then coming to this particular new development, in as much as I get the intention for this new reform, they want to curb certificate fraud. They want to ensure that, they verify credentials, that it is original. And not just that, they equally want to, ensure that maybe like people like all these academic researchers, policy makers, and the rest of them can easily, search for this project materials online, and they, what am I even saying? Yeah, online materials, and then they can actually make something out of it, which can actually benefit the country at large, which is beautiful. But let's not forget the fact that Nigerian has a terrible data bank. We don't keep record, and it's so sad that after so many years you spend in the university, and after the brain work every year for these research materials and research projects, it ends up in shelves. So I think it is not totally bad. This new development is not totally bad, but the problem here is that we know how the internet, or rather we know how what's it called, the website, we know how poor it is. The portal for all this stuff is so poor. So imagine how many thousands of students or graduates trying to register for, trying to log into this particular portal, the data bank. It will actually crash. We've had situations like that. Even when you want to register for NYSC, they'll be telling you there is the site is crashing and the rest of them. So it is, and that's number one. And then number two, how sure are the students or the graduates that their data or their research materials or projects will be protected from, the people that you are trying to protect it from in the first place? Who is going to manage the sites? That's the question. And then number two, we already know that Nigeria has this problem whereby, the electricity sector is suffering. There is serious, the power sector is in terrible condition. Some people in schools are even finding it difficult to even run research projects because of the fact that they don't have access to the internet because of electricity. So a lot of persons might actually find this quite hard, and we already know that NYSC on its own is already stressful. It stresses people a lot. So adding this to people, students that graduates that just came out from school from the whole stress of 4 years, maybe 5 years or 6 years, and then you are telling them to come and start doing this again. I feel like this is another way of these people generating another revenue again, because I feel like it will be definitely monetized.
To upload your faces.
Exactly. But it will be monetized.
I see that now. So you're coming from the perspective. Now you think that this would discourage even graduates from now trying to apply or register for the NYSC?
Yes. Some persons, even, I remember when I was I wanted to go for NYSC, I saw some of my mates, they were like, they are not interested in NYSC, that, of what good is it? They will just wait once they are 30 years. Because once you're 30 years, you can't go for NYSC. Once they are 30 years, they will know that there's nothing like NYSC for them again. So somehow it's going to discourage them.
So at the end of the day,
a lot of persons are already discouraged in the first place.
NYSC is shooting themselves in the leg.
Yes, and there was this stuff that I saw of recent. As at last year, NYSC, I don't know, one Victor Emmanuel like that was kind of spreading this information that he obtained a job from Shell company, that if you're interested he can put you through. He sent me message then. You understand? So I called the number and I I discovered that this whole thing was just, you know, sham. That he was trying to look for a situation whereby he will scam me, because around 26,000 naira or so was involved in the registration. He said it was an indigenous, anybody from River State, you can register with 26,000. That is an internal recruitment. You get so, and I discovered that even in the group chat, somebody had to bring it to everybody's attention that this is actually a scam. So you could see that even the NYSC body is compromised. Some people even go, people go into NYSC camps to go and gather phone numbers that they will use to scam people. So NYSC, I think they have problems. They need to, you know, sort out their own problem before even coming out with this new development.
And I think so too. You can't have the data of people and not pay attention to how that data is being protected. And you coming out to say that this thesis you want to submit it in order to verify certificates and all of that, I think they have a good there's a good aim for all of this in order to reduce the number of people who forge certificates and all of that. I'm just having a problem with the fact that I don't know how this process would look like, if it would be easy for these people to do it, and are they paying attention to the more important issues like security and how to reshuffle how you send people out. For instance, there's something, the entire idea for NYSC is to bring different cultures together. Now, putting people or putting coppers at a very unsafe situation whereby someone is traveling from the east now to the north to go camp when you know the roads are not safe. You don't have your own, NYSC does not have its own security to offer to their coppers. Why not they start thinking of ways to better protect their coppers? Okay, if you are from this state, serve around that area. If you are from this place, serve around that place. Because we cannot provide you with the resources or the security that you need in order to guarantee that, oh, you would arrive safely to this camp or that camp. Now, coming out to say that they want to introduce this now, and it's really sudden. They just announced it now. It's going to start October 6th or 8th, thereabout, and you know it's quite sudden. Anyways, at the end of the day, we'll just see how all of this unfolds. If they're able to make sure that the process is easy. Now, it's not a problem because there's no graduate that did not write thesis. It's not even possible. The problem now is uploading that and making sure that it's protected, so that one professor somewhere does not go and use an innocent child's thesis to do one research or the other. They should just protect all of these things.
At the end of the day, you as an individual, even if the government or the security agencies cannot protect you, you owe it to yourself to protect yourself at all cost. Your life matters. Well, thank you so much, Sharon, for always doing this with me every single time, every single day. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
And to our viewers, thank you for always joining us. You are, what should I say? You are just simply incredible, and we appreciate you. We see you. We love you. We appreciate you every single day. If you're yet to subscribe to our channels, please go ahead and subscribe to our channel. If you're yet to like, please kindly like. If you're yet to comment, please comment. If you're yet to share, please kindly share immediately. We'll see you in the evening for Active Citizens Parliament.